Hello and welcome everyone to a new live stream of Orenda Power. So, for this episode, everyone, I have quite a lot of news, especially concerning the ant keeping moment we have on this channel. So, I'm going to wait for people to actually come on the stream and then bim bam boom, I will update you all about everything you need to know. Hello, Gideon. Glad to see you here because, yeah, this stream we have a lot to talk about. So, yeah, how have you been doing so far? So, yeah, we still have one person on the live stream. Yeah, I didn't announce the live stream by the way, but I was supposed to do one, I guess, Monday, but sadly, I didn't feel super well. And then yesterday, obviously, I was quite occupied with some business of mine. Yeah, I'm pretty good, yes. But yeah, I decided I have quite a lot to talk about for today's live stream, so I didn't wanted to wait anymore. So we can start by watching Queen Anne right here. So yeah, quite a lot have happened with Queen Anne. So we now have two nymphs, not only one but two cocoons. So it is pretty interesting to see. We have quite a lot of condensation on the glass of the enclosure as well. But yeah, so we are going to have some baby pretty soon. You can kind of see some dark form in the cocoon, so they are almost ready to hatch, I think. So we will have some babies, or actually some adult workers, pretty soon. And I'm expecting Queen Anne to lay her eggs soon as well. Now, one big thing I wanted to share with you all is the fact that I have started to record every step of the life of Queen Anne. So we have obviously the drawing I did during one of the live stream, but now I've pretty much said every major milestone of every major date, and I have drawn some little, um, just little sketches to really remember all the parts. Now it's all written in French, just because French is my first language. I might do something in English eventually, but yeah. Um, so we can see the larvae, the cocoon. This is when Antoinette was born, so I did like a drawing of her compared to the queen, the moments where they interact toward another, the discovery of the two little elates that we have talked about in the last live stream. Now, sadly, these two, so the queen, the virgin queen and king, they have sadly died. I'm not sure exactly why, but it is something to expect in these time. And so, can you say a complete sentence in French? Oui, oui, je peux bien parler français. Français est ma première langue. Donc, je pourrais continuer le stream en français au complet, mais je vais retourner en anglais so everyone can understand me. So I said, yes, I can speak French. English is my second language, so if I sometimes stumble on words or stuff, it's most likely just because of that. So I had to learn English to be able to. Well, it's a requirement really, but hi, Biggies. It's been such a long time. How are you? But yeah, so I can speak French. It's my language, my first language. So yeah, I've recorded a lot of, well, actually almost all, and now I am almost up to date. I have to write what happened yesterday, and yesterday was quite a big day for my hand keeping hobby. Yeah, I'm pretty fine, thank you, Biggies. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting part of the. Hello, Nikki. How are you? So yeah, it was a pretty interesting moment because I managed to capture a second queen. I'm just going to share it on the other side. But yeah, we now have a another queen, and that's not a virgin queen. I'm pretty sure she have mated. She have removed her wing, as you can all see, and she have quite the massive abdomen. So this is Queen Elizabeth the First, and obviously that's Queen Anne with her brood and baby. So when we compare them, if I can get a bit closer, will they get along? No, I'm never going to put them together because they are not the same species, so they would probably destroy one another. But yeah, the Queen Elizabeth, she's pretty much the same size as Antoinette, which is the small worker that we have. I missed some question. What is her name? So yeah, Elizabeth. Will they get along? Start a new home? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to buy another cage to make her home. But for now, she is going to stay. So this is a very good question. Who would win between the two species? So right now, I think Queen Anne would have the upper hand simply because of, first of all, she have it's a 2 versus 1 fight, and she is very big also. So size is a good thing. Um, when two ants are fighting, sometimes size will matter a lot because if Queen Anne decide to bite Queen Elizabeth, Elizabeth is pretty much gone. But if Elizabeth try to bite Queen Anne, it's going to injure her, but maybe it's not going to be a lethal bite, the first bite. But what I'm interested into at this point is to see who's going to raise a colony the faster. So obviously Queen Anne, she have quite the advance, but I'm going to record every milestone of our little queen over here to see how fast she can lay eggs and how big the colony can become. And I'm pretty sure this is either a Faroe ant or a Argentina ant. And these type of ants, what is special about them is that they can live with several queen in the same colony, making them way more efficient at laying eggs, way more efficient as like growing a very vast army in a short amount of time. So I'm very curious to, well, I'm very curious to see if this one will lay more eggs or if they're going to grow quicker than the one of Queen Anne. So we still have the first larvae, but sorry, the first nymph, the first cocoon right there. It's been since I have it on record. I have it since August the 10th. So it's been more than 21 days at this point. since this cocoon have been created. Sorry, but for Antoinette, it only took her, according to my 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 little book. She started up as a nymph the 20 of August, and she have been born 6 days later, so a bit less than a week. So I'm still not sure if it's going to be a soldier or if it is a dead ant that is in the cocoon. Maybe that's something that could happen. Um, but I'm pretty surprised this big cocoon haven't hatched yet. I do seem to see the shape of a black eye right there. I know it's pretty hard to see on. Oh, we can zoom even more. Cool. I know it's kind of hard, but like maybe it's dead, or maybe again it is a big soldier. I do seem to see something in there, so let's not lose hope. But yeah, sometime ants will die in the cocoon, or sometime the larvae will die and just be food for the other ants. In this very early stage, it's hard to see and to know which one will survive and which one will die. But the fact that we have already a like working ant, that is a very good thing for the colony whatsoever. So we know for sure that Queen Anne have mated with a male. And the reason why I know that is I've just recently learned that when a female ant have not been fertilized, she can still lay eggs, and the sorry, not the legs, but the eggs, they can still hatch, but they will only produce male. So for a queen ant to be able to produce workers and other future queens, she have to mate with a male, but she can technically produce males by her own. So that's a pretty interesting fact. Obviously, when a queen is not mated, she's pretty much doomed because the males, they are not going to help her. And as you can see, she have spent like 2 months in her little chamber all by herself. So she is really on a like I guess a race against the clock where she invests a lot of time and energy into her first batch of broods. So if they are all useless males, well, she kind of dies there of starvation, or just being predated while she's trying to feed outside. But yeah, knowing that Queen Anne have in fact been mated and have at least one worker to help her, that's a very encouraging sign. Does anyone have question right now? So yeah, where is it? So yeah, that's the new queen. She's Queen Elizabeth. Oh, by the way, the crazy story about how I discovered this queen ant. She literally almost killed herself. So I have a new 10-gallon aquarium that I got. Well, actually, my friend got this aquarium, and Gideon, I have a question. Will this ant live as long as the other one? This queen probably as long as Queen Anne. Yep. But yeah, this queen. So as I was saying, I have a aquarium that I'm testing for leaks. So I placed it in my bath, and I put some water in it to see if it could retain all the water over time. And one morning, so yesterday, I've watched the aquarium to see if there was like water being spilled from the bottom, and I just discovered this ant in the water in the right in the middle of the aquarium, just drowning. Like she was going to die. I don't know where she come from. I don't know like how she managed to climb in this aquarium in my bath, because I don't have this type of ant in my house or anything. So, and I haven't seen other ants. So it's a crazy coincidence. If I didn't check the aquarium that moment, maybe it would have been too late. But I'm really satisfied to have found a random queen in my bathtub, basically. So yeah, that's the little story of Queen Elizabeth for all of you guys. And I'm pretty excited. I think she's going to be very fertile. She have a very big abdomen, that's for sure. But yeah, most queens they all live about 5 year to answer the question. I will specify though I'm not sure of the species of Queen Elizabeth. I know for sure this is a Campanotis, Herculanus, I think is how you pronounce it. But yeah, the other one I'm not so sure. So yeah, if any one of you guys know a lot about ants, uh, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are more like fish keepers. But you know, if you have like passion about ants, I'm still here. And thank you, Biggies. But yeah, if anyone have like an idea of what this specific type of ant is, please let me know. Um, so that was a lot. Thank you guys. You're loyal. Um, so yeah, do you guys have other question? I have one actually. For Biggies. Are you going to do a stream soon, like in the future days? Merci. Because yeah, if you guys don't know yet, Biggie's he's the big fish keeping live streamer. So sometime I go on his live stream panel and I talk and show my stuff. I have plenty of like cool news that I'm not going to share during this live stream, but better watch out the future few videos. They will um, I think really make this channel grow. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm hoping all of you guys will check out the future 2 or 3 videos that are going to be uploaded during this week. I'm just going to tease you like that, but I'm not telling anything else. So one big thing about this little worker is that Antoinette is actually kind of maturing. She's able to do more and more tasks by herself. The first day I've been able to check on her, she was really clumsy and she really needed the I guess the teaching and approval of the queen to do any task. But now Antoinette is totally like autonomous. She's doing task by herself. She's not needing any of the teaching of the queen anymore. She's pretty much is a functional member of the community. Oh, so what we are seeing right now is a sharing of food called trophalexis. I think that's how you call it. Anyway, so basically, it's like birds. When the mother feeds the young bird, that's what we're seeing right now. So Queen Anne is kind of regurgitating some food into Antoinette's mouth. Um, so that is pretty neat and interesting to see. Let me just move it just a little, just so we have better vision even. All right. So that was really interesting. Obviously, I think in this case, it was the queen that was feeding her young. Eventually, it's going to be the opposite. The young will feed the queen because the young workers, they are going to be the one going outside, finding the food, and bringing it back to the nest. But basically, ants, they have two stomachs, one for their own consumption, like us, just a regular stomach, and the other one is for storage. And the storage one, it's the one where they can share some of their food that they have collected with their other like member of the same colony. But yeah, right now, since there isn't a lot of food going on, it's the queen. She's making kind of a very special soup full of nutrition and nutriment out of her own wing muscle, from what I've learned. So that's what she was feeding to Antoinette a few moments ago. Also, one big thing about this enclosure is the fact that I do realize now that the three levels here, they're all very moist compared to the other two. I was surprised by that because this fourth level is the direct access to water, but apparently it's the three first level that are the most wet. And when we see the activity of the nest, none of these two ants have ever been in the two drier section of the enclosure. At least not when I was looking. So this is very interesting. They have always or rather chosen to stay in the more moist environment. So it is fascinating in a way. All right. So right now, I'm not sure what's going on. One thing I've seen, and you will see in one of the future video I will share, is that one of the two larvae, she was very very active, and that's the new cocoon right here. So she was in the process of building her cocoon, and she was extremely active. And one very interesting thing that happened is that Antoinette, she grabbed a little piece of wood chip and she put it directly on the larvae. So I'm assuming the larvae kind of use some of this wood to create their cocoon, but I'm not sure about that. I will try to do more research about that. That's only speculation, but I found it to be extremely interesting. Oh, we have a third person watching. Yay. So when we watch Queen Elizabeth right now, she is doing pretty much the same behavior as Queen Anne was doing in her early stage in the test tube. So she's really kind of trying to, I don't know, build her nest in the sense that she's really munching a lot on the cotton ball. So this is the part where there is water. And you might think, oh, that's not enough space for an ant. She wants a lot of space like Queen Anne. But really, no, they don't want a lot of space. As we all seen, Queen Anne have barricaded herself multiple times, and she always spent all her time in the second floor, which is pretty much again the same size as this. So this little ant, she doesn't need a lot right now. Eventually, when the colony grows, she will need more space, but she is way smaller than Queen Anne, and she need less space than Queen Anne will ever need. But also, it's the beginning of her colony, so she haven't even laid any eggs so far. So she don't need a lot of space. She wants to be cozy. So this queen I will probably place underneath or like in a dark corner for a bit so she can have a little bit of time on her own, feel a bit less stress, and you know, she will be able to lay eggs like Queen Anne was. Um, I'm going to still have a close look on her from time to time, just making sure she's still alive and making sure she's not, for example, trying to escape or something. But I do trust these cotton balls to protect the ant and to prevent any type of escape. It's a small ant and it's really hard for her to even just try to attempt to dig. So one big thing also is the fact that this test tube, this water test tube right here, um, it it really is draining fast in this blue thing. So originally there was like a blue thing over here too, but oh, I actually have it. So with the entire like thing, there was like a blue. It's not even paper. It's weird. It's a very hard material, but then when you put some water on it, it becomes really soft. Um, and I do like it for this part of the so the so yeah, as you can see, that's how the water is distributed in the entire setup. So I like it in here, but when it was in the test tube, it was hard for water to actually pass. Um, but yeah, that's how the entire setup works. Obviously, right now I have a big sheet of paper, just making the stream easier to watch and the ends easier to watch. But this big stream of paper will not always be there. It's just that I know my ants and I know they are not gonna try to escape right now. But each time I finish the live stream, I always make sure to remove the big paper and to replace the cover. So the lid of the cover, I've covered it with Vaseline to make it really slippy for the ants. I think I've already mentioned it, but since we have some new watchers on this live stream, I just wanted to point that out. So Vaseline, it makes it super slippy, and the ants, they cannot escape this. So eventually, when they will become a bit more bold and a bit more adventurers, I really want a good barrier to protect the enclosure and to prevent the ants from escaping. Because yeah, I don't want them to escape in the apartment, that's for sure. So, does anyone have any question? For today's live stream, by the way, I'm not going to share the update on the fish room because I'm going to do some videos about that. So, because yeah, there is quite a lot of news. So again, I'm teasing you stuff, but I'm not telling you. But yeah, basically, I'm really excited about the Queen Anne Journal. Yeah. You're going to like it. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited also about the Queen Anne Journal because you know I might try to create a little story about Queen Anne, and just refreshing myself and having some quick notes and milestone that can really help building a small story. Just making sure chronologically everything is well set and done. It when you're doing something like this project like what I'm doing right now, it's important to make notes just because day by day everything seems to be clear in your head, but after 2 or 3 months you don't remember every little interesting details, and sometimes you think something happened way quicker or not that quick, and so it's interesting to or and important I think to just note everything that is going on. If your ants are not feeling well, you can go back in time, kind of, and rewatch all the decision you made during the past week or something, and then you can try to see what's going on. I could do that with my aquarium too, but right now I don't feel the need. But it's something I do feel the need for Queen Anne, especially in this early stage of her development. Yeah, it's always good to have notes. That way you don't forgive important information. Oh, also, one big thing. I want to thank Gideon for his very loyal watching of this channel, uh, especially due to the fact that right now the channel, the watch time in general, have like the average of watch time for this period of 28 days is now 2 hours more than in the last period. So that means you guys are watching my channel. What was the question? How old is Queen Anne? Do you know? So she's both of my queens. They are very young, so probably they are probably born during the spring, and like 2 or 3 months ago, I guess, for Queen Anne. No, sorry, 2 or 3 months ago for Queen Elizabeth, because it's the time of development of an ant. It's been about 2 months for Antoinette to start from eggs to an adult. So both of the two ants, they are at least 2 or 3 months old. But I do believe they are both born in spring, or for this ant maybe really early, like maybe early July or late June, and for Queen Anne I think maybe early April or something like that. But yeah, both are very young. I know for sure they are not more than a year old, just because they were new queens. Um, I don't know exactly how old they are, but I will assume only a few months, because otherwise they would have already have a big colony. So yeah, the fact that they recently have shed their wings. Well, not Queen Anne anymore, but this one I feel. And the fact that Queen Anne was able to survive all that time without any proper food, except the small times when I put a Q-tip in her barricade, trying to feed her some uh, actual Gatorade, just to give her some sugar and make sure she still stays hydrated. But yeah, a normal queen, she wouldn't have survived. And a normal queen, like a older queen, she would produce way more eggs than Queen Anne. Right now, Queen Anne is on her first few babies, I think so. So I'm assuming no more than a few months old, but I will never know for sure. There is not a really sure telltale way to know that. That's why I'm taking good notes, just to know in maybe in 2 years I will not know how old she is anymore. So having written the exact date when I capture her, that's going to help me remember. But yeah, that was an interesting question. Oh, sorry, that was a lot of noise. I'm not sure what Antoinette is doing right now. She's upside down. Look, her little leg is twitching. This up leg. Very interesting. So I'm not sure when the future nymph are going to hatch. I'm assuming it's only a question of days now. But one thing for sure, it's super interesting, and also one thing for sure, the entire dynamic of the group is going to change. Oh, I have no idea. It's very weird because, yeah, you're still watching, so there should be at least one person watching. Uh, Everyone who's watching, raise their hands. But I don't know. Sometimes it's just YouTube. Like when the only guess I can do is like when someone is watching for a long time, maybe YouTube stop counting it. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I can't wait to see the future ants being raised from the cocoons. That's going to be cool to see how the group mentality of this colony develop over time. And I'm pretty excited for the other queen. I'm probably going to keep her. I know I wanted to give the first couple, like the virgin couple, to my friend, but Queen Elizabeth, I'm going to keep her, just because it's. If it is the and should I leave then come back? Yeah, you can try to do that. But yeah, Queen Elizabeth, she's one of the species of ant I wanted to keep in my life, and this Queen Anne is obviously my favorite species of ant from Canada, or at least from my region. There's like 2 or 3 other type of ants that I really like. So there is the how does what's the name? It's the field ant. So basically just a black ant that is everywhere. That one I really like. There's a like small red one that I also love, and there is the I think it's called the I'm gonna say the ginger ant, uh, or red ant. I'm not sure, but yeah, they are basically. Oh yeah, it did work. Yep, we have one person watching, so that's you, right? Um, so yeah, I'm assuming YouTube. Like when someone is watching for too long, I guess it stopped counting the watch. but it continued to count the watch time, just not the, I don't know, it's YouTube. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, there is one type of ant I really like. They kind of resemble a field ant, but they are red. Their head and thorax is red, but not their abdomen. Their abdomen is black, so that's a pretty cool, neat little ant. That is a bit bigger than field ants, but smaller than a carpenter ant. So yeah, I'm interested in keeping more than one colony of ant. Maybe not too many. I don't think more than three or four or two. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm saying right now. All I'm saying is I'm really enjoying ant keeping. It's a fun experience, and I recommend all of you guys to try it. It's super relaxing too. I mean, right now it's kind of boring because right now they are both obviously sleeping, I think. But yeah, ants they're kind of taking a lot of power naps. That's how they do. All right. No, the only thing is like the ants are not moving right now, except the leg of Antoinette just twitching. So, but yeah, sometimes ant keeping is basically just that. It's, you know, watching your ant sleep. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen during winter. During winter, I'm going to try to place them in a colder environment, and only disturb them when I want to watch them. But I'm going to place them in a dark, cold place. Not sure where exactly. Some people, it's night. They should be sleeping, right? Um. So the queen, I think, for what I've heard, she sleep like 18 hours a day or something. Especially when the colony is a bit more established, like she sleep more than the workers. But the workers, they only sleep for a few minutes at a time. So sometimes even during the night they are active. But yeah, basically a queen ant, sorry, they are always pregnant. So the queen, like they have to lay eggs all the time, and that's exhausting on the body. I'm a man, so I have not really felt the pain of, you know, having a baby being born, but I cannot imagine having several kids a day for the rest of your life. So yeah, that's a lot. And the workers, the since they have so many jobs to do, they can only afford to sleep like a few minutes at a time, and then they are continuing, and then so that ensure that the colony is always active, and all the little problem that the colony have to solve all the time 24/7, it's always solved by someone. Oh, there we go. So she's back. It's like a computer that you reboot, I guess. And then boom, the queen is also disturbed by her worker. That was interesting. You want to see my dove again, Gideon? I could pick her up. She was doing weird noise like 2 minutes ago. She gave me almost a jump scare. All right, so let's check the. Right now, Antoinette is cleaning Queen Anne, so that's a special moment right there. Look at that. Big beast. She's like, oh, someone is waking me up. Do all workers do that? Like, Paul, give me a wing slap. Do all workers do what? Like the sleep schedule or the cleaning of the queen? Because for the sleep schedule, from what I've cleaned the queen, um, so no, not all the not all the workers. There we go. I'm starting to get a bit tired, so yeah. So not all workers do the same job. So the first worker, Antoinette, is a very small worker that spent most of its life inside the nest. So their job is very specific. So cleaning the babies, taking care of the queen, taking care of the eggs, all of that. But and so this type of worker, they're called miners, especially in this type of colony. Maybe not in Elizabeth, because Elizabeth, for if I'm correct with the species, Elizabeth, her workers are pretty much all the same size, but for Queen Anne, there is going to be major like difference between body type, between a minor, a subminor, a sub major, and a major. So a major, they have very big head. They are guarding the entrance of the nest, and if there is an enemy raid, like other ants trying of another colony trying to attack them, the workers, they are going to really attack these other ants. Or if there is food to be collected, like a big piece of food that is too hard to crush with the small mandible of the small workers, the big workers, they will go there and, you know, with their big muscle and their jaw, they will tear apart the piece of food that need to be done. But yeah, basically, I don't think the soldiers are going to take care of the ants. I think they are actually going to be taken care of by other type of workers, because the soldiers, they are so powerful and big that somehow they're not able to feed themselves. They are like 100% trained for war, and they are efficient at nothing else. So that's why there's some smaller workers that are not good fighters, but they are good at cleaning, and others are good at, I guess, building stuff. And um, so bottom line is, Antoinette is the first one born, and there is a reason for that. It's because she's the babysitter, the baby, like the one taking care of the babies. And right now, since the colony, there is no workers, there is only babies. That's what was the most important, I think. So that's probably why the first larvae to have hatched as a like a worker that would be able to help the queen with other babies. And then once these babies grow up, they will start to need soldiers, but not right now. Right now, they are living very defensively. They are not trying to attack other colony or to defend their nest. They are really, let me rephrase that. They're really defensive in the sense that they are trying to hide right now. They are trying to hide their presence and grow in number unnoticed. And then once they have established their strength, then they will begin to reverse into a more aggressive lifestyle. But right now, it's a very defensive lifestyle. They are really trying to hide themselves up. And this is a very good lesson. Like ants, they are one of the best army I've ever seen. And I've read a book, a very interesting book called The Art of War. I have it right now. I can try to find it. But in that book, there's a lot of statement about how to make war, and a lot of the lifestyle of the ants are actually very connected to this book. So ants, they know what they are doing. When they are few in number, they don't seek aggression. They try to just retreat and not being attacked and not lose any number, because they cannot afford to lose any member of their colony right now. But once they are a big army, then they can go to war. Then they can try to claim more resource. Then they can try to claim more territories to ensure the overall survival of the colony, but more importantly, the spread of the gene. Uh, because the queen, her main goal in life is to continue her legacy. And to be able to do that, she first need to establish a big colony to protect her. And then with this big colony, once it's established and survives some wars after like 1 or 2 years, then she can start producing elates. But elates, they take a lot of energy, so that's why she doesn't do that right now, because she don't have the energy required to spray her basically spray her genes. So it's fairly interesting to see that again, like ants, even queen ants, virgin queen ants, they can still try a last ditch effort. Even if they know they will not survive, they can still try to produce male. And so the male have a chance to reproduce with another female from another colony and continue the legacy. It's not going to be the best, but the males, if they can go to a nuptial flight, of course they haven't helped anybody, but at least the end goal of the queen, which is to continue the legacy of the main colony, that can still be achieved. So that is very interesting. But yeah, the males, they are absolutely useless except for reproduction. So yeah, that was interesting, I think. Do you have any more questions? Oh, where? 1 sec. I have to type something. Yeah, 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 all right. So right now, oh, that's interesting. So right now, the queen is actually the one cleaning her worker. That's not a job she will do forever. That's what the future workers are going to be for. So my guess is she might try to have a second one of a small ant. So I think the third cocoon is actually going to hatch before the first one, the big one. And we will have another small worker, or maybe a sub major. But then after that, I think we will start to have bigger, stronger ant that will try to go outside and find food in the outworld. But yeah, right now, the main goal for this colony is still to just be able to produce the larvae. So I have to go get dinner, but I'll leave this playing so we can watch ours. Thank you, Gideon. Well, actually, it's getting pretty late, and I've been streaming for almost an hour now. So since I don't really have a lot more to talk, I think I'm going to end the stream right now. But thank you and everyone else for watching. I'm announcing it right now. I'm probably going to like I actually have two videos of ants, but after these two videos of ants, all of the future update are going to for the ant keeping are going to continue to be on live stream, just because it's hard for me to do videos on ants because they are so small in a way, and also there's a lot of speculation instead of known fact. So I like to do this format for the ant keeping, but for the fish keeping, I will continue to do videos. And again, I have quite a lot of interesting videos that will come soon. But yeah, let me know what you think the future cocoon will be. Do you think it's going to be small workers or big workers? What do you hope? I'm pretty excited about seeing big workers soon. I can't wait actually. I really like the aesthetic of the big soldier, but you know we are learning a lot of patience with these ants. It's not something that happen all like it takes time basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's a very interesting hobby, and again, thanks a lot everyone for being on every step of the way. I just wanted to conclude by addressing the comment of Oof a few stream ago when he said wouldn't it be like easier to have like collected like 200 ant and the queen like outside in the world, like jumpstart the entire process. And again, yeah, that would be far easier, but I think that observing the entirety of the colony from the very first egg to the slow rise of a big army, that's more interesting, just because yes, of course, right now it takes a lot of time, but when it kicks in, it's going to be extremely rewarding. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm really happy to see that many of you guys seems to enjoy the live stream and video about ants. So I'm going to continue it, and thanks for watching again. I've said that like 4 times. And do you think Queen Victoria, no, sorry, Queen Elizabeth is going to grow her colony faster than Queen Anne? Or do you think Queen Anne is going to continue to be the sole master of this race? Let me know what's your bet in the comment section. And if you've been watching this live stream this far, once the live stream is uploaded, please write bubblegum in the comment section, as well as obviously some comments or question if you have any. You want to say bye? Goodbye, everyone. And please check the future videos because there's a lot of massive update coming on. Yes, massive update. Goodbye. Thanks for